Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Group Commander TFW, and I'm joined this week by the man who unzips my Ziploc bag and loses its freshness. It's Mikey G. Wolfie 3. Hello Mikey, why are you ruining my lovely stored cookies? They were all airtight, they were all sealed to perfection.
I have many pieces that I don't have anywhere to put, and I need something to put them in.
But you just opened the Ziploc bag. You just left them, all of them. There were 5 bags of cookies that you just opened and left open.
I don't want to throw the cookies away.
You just letting them get stale. Why would you do that?
Because you'll throw them away faster, or you'll eat them
What?
faster.
So it's just eat the food. It'll go off in like an hour unless you eat it now.
14 seconds.
That's it. That's the kind of logic of you buy a tub of ice cream, like the big 2-liter squares or whatever they are, and you just put it outside, and you're just like, is it going in the freezer? No, you're gonna eat it before it goes off. It's like, oh no, there's so
I need
much.
the box.
I need it for something. What do you need it for? There's one screw.
It's loose.
Yeah, exactly. It's loose. It needs to go somewhere. No.
You could screw it back in. Well, I'd have to get a screwdriver for that.
I don't need it screwed in. It's fine. I took it out for a reason. What was the reason? I don't know.
Just give me the box.
Just eat the ice cream. Eat the ice cream, fatty, as you start feeding me ice cream and I start crying.
I wasn't fatty before.
Mikey like, yes, eat the ice cream, fatty.
You're going on the internet.
Oh no. This story's getting darker and darker. How's it going, Mikey? How's it going
You
this
want to
week?
be in pictures, don't you?
Then take it off. Yes. Oh man, that's an old Family
God.
Guy joke.
I just watched that video.
Which one? Oh, the one where the lady gets hit by the tire. Yeah, it's
The thing
rough.
is, that's a shot.
Yeah,
A real good shot.
she goes fucking down.
Oh, like I'll probably put this on Moonbase too, so people have context. But oh man, like you couldn't make that shot if you tried.
No, yeah,
I hope she's still alive.
I'm sure she is, but she probably should go to the hospital.
She was wearing a mask as well. She was being hygienic.
Now she's eating concrete.
That car's ruined.
More importantly, the car's damaged.
I can't keep watching it. It's actually quite painful. Lady, if you're out there and somehow listening to this, I hope you're all right.
Yes, we wish you well. How's it going this week, Mr. Mikey? How are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I perpetually exist in a world.
I'll work on that.
Yay! Soon. We're here, everybody, to talk about Transformers this week once again. Not a huge amount, unsurprising, but more than than I actually thought we had. Let me kick us off, Mikey, with some TFC toys. The SO2 Mammon. Mammimon. It is the G1 Blot colored prototypes. G1 Blot, obviously, for those unaware, and I'm sure everyone listening to the show is aware, G1 Abominus, this is the TFC take on it, part of the Satan combiner. Satan, yes, Satan. That's their version of Abominus. So we have a few images in his troll mode. I would say it's not really a troll.
It's a weird looking mode. I looked at it first. I thought it was some sort of it had this weird kit vibe.
Kit? What do you mean kit?
Model
kit or like an animal?
But not a model kit. I think it was maybe it's just the photos, but it looks kind of like from a distance it looks very gappy. It's not when you actually see the toy. But what are they called? Oh god, we had those Transformer toys where you would build a base skeleton and put on armor parts.
Oh god, yeah, but it was only for movie Bumblebee, and it was those ones.
Yeah, I had the Soundwave.
Constructabots? Do you mean them?
That's it.
Why do I remember?
I looked at it because you're wrong. I looked at it initially, and that was the first thing that popped into my head.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, when I looked at this, I didn't see, like I say, a troll. I saw a mole, or maybe a gnoll, if you want to go for a bit more of a fantasy creature. A gnoll. No, a giant mole. I could see that more in this than a troll. I like the fact that in his mole mode, his mode, you can give him a shoulder-mounted cannon. That's quite fun. But it's got a lot of translucent bits on it, which give it a sense of personality, but they feel kind of just everywhere. Like he's got them on his claws, some bits on his chest, on his forearms, a few in his forehead. They just feel a bit everywhere for no reason, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're not bad. The forearm ones work for me.
Yes, I don't think the claws work for me, though.
The claws would work if it wasn't, for me anyway, the claws would work if it wasn't for the blasters in the middle.
Maybe
it's too busy for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And I would prefer the horns to be solid. But I like the alt mode. It's weird to me. It's kind of has an incomplete feel to it. Like it feels like the head should be going, like the head's really far forward, and it feels to me like but it's like it's still elevated. So there's like a big gap behind his head, and it feels to me kind of like that should have dropped down into his chest.
Yeah, maybe because it's a very white background. Maybe the silver's been blown out, and we can't see all of it just because it's been overexposed by the photo. But that's giving it a lot of like leeway and credit and hope. You know, I would actually say there's not much photos for the robot mode itself, or the very stylized angle photos. So you don't. I don't think you get a good feel for it. I think how many robot shots you get? Two. You get two,
and like one sort of partially transformed shot.
Yes. And that's a weird one to have, actually.
That's a strange one, unless it's like, oh, he's got a third mode, which is
no, he doesn't.
Thing with thicker thighs.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I want better pictures before I give an opinion on this one, because it's hitting some of the buttons I'm always interested in, which is a fresh take. But I'm just looking at this. I'm thinking of the was it Toy World?
Maybe.
Who did they did this run. They did the Orden Combiner. Remember him?
Vaguely. And
most of them were shite except for their blot, who was like
that one was called Troll, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was really good.
Yes.
And there's elements of this I like, but I'm putting it up against that in my head, and it's just like that felt, at least like, since we get the most pictures of the alt mode, that alt mode doesn't feel correctly transformed to me.
Okay.
There's elements of it that look like it's partially transformed, and I'm just comparing it to Troll, which I thought looked really solid in its alt mode. So yeah.
I see. For me, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it was busy, and I think that it's too much. The purple, the black, the silver, and then the translucent yellow, and then the translucent orange as well. It's just a bit too much, and makes it look a bit messy, at least from my perspective. Not awful, don't get me wrong. I don't think it looks like a piece of garbage or anything like that. It's just not hitting the aesthetics for me, and it's really hard to comment when we don't have, I don't think, very good photos of it.
No.
Not in the best light.
I really wish someone had put up some better ones.
Yeah. Mikey, do you want to take us on to the next bit, which we don't really have a huge amount of news for, but it did pop up in stores for pre-orders.
Yeah, so pre-orders are up for Fans Hobby Naval Commander. This is their version of Armada Optimus Prime. So we've got images of him in his base robot mode, his combined mode. There's an image touring around of his truck, but I don't have it on the website I'm looking at. I'll look in. Oh yeah, there it is. It's on another one. And we get to see his base mode as well. The robot modes rather. I think both look pretty solid. The super mode is a little problematic in terms of its use of flaps. Really wish they'd cleaned that up, or done something more with it than just sort of, it's vaguely samurai-esque, but it's not. Because it looks like it's going to hinder his leg movement somewhat. But the actual design, I think, looks solid. It also comes with a little minicon Bumblebee fella.
Spark plug?
Spark plug. Or I don't remember what his Japanese name was. gold something, I'm sure. Or might have just been Bumble.
Piece of shit. That's right. I'll call you piece of shit. Oh.
Oh, there's an old school reference. But yeah, he looks good. In all honesty, I like him. I don't have much to say. I mean, I always liked certainly the base Prime design. I always liked it for Armada. I'd rather have this in black because I do like that.
The Nemesis
repaint.
one. Yeah.
No, not Nemesis. The late show Optimus. The one that from that one scene everyone says saved Armada.
Do you mean because there was two repaints of this? There was the Nemesis version when he was evil, and then there was the Power Links version where he was greyish black, but then had red bits on. Do you mean that one?
Yeah. I would like that color scheme. And like I said, it's from that one bit of Armada. People go like, actually, the show wasn't that bad, and just like, what about the rest of the show?
Yeah, because they actually put a budget. They gave someone money to make the animation, and then the animation was really good for just for like one episode or less. And you're like, hang on, what? It was like the few episodes in Energon where they go, let's do these in 2D animation with a larger budget, and you go, whoa, this looks
not
great.
Even episodes in that was a fucking annoying thing about Energon. It would be like a scene, like a 2-second scene or a short fight scene, and you'd be staring. I remember staring at it and going like, but this looks amazing. I
remember being very confused at, like, why would you do this? Like, it looked better, but...
I know why. Because they needed to show emote. It always happens.
To emote. Oh, yeah.
Scenes with emote, like, where there's one, I remember distinctly, it's just Galvatron sitting on a throne, and I think Shockblax comes in, and he's smirking. But the Energon model couldn't smirk, or smile, or do anything. So they just have this incredibly well animated scene of him leaning on a chair going, "Mwah," yawning a bit and then smirking. And I remember staring at that. And or when Inferno gets turned, because that was a vital plot point.
Oh, yes. Oh, God, it was.
And then he got mind wiped and everything was fine. And when he's being tortured and he's looking at the sky screaming... But then you cut to like the usual Energon animation. It's just like, so bad. But So, what's your thoughts on Naval Commander?
I think it looks really good. I think we talked about it when we saw uncolored prototypes a while ago. But seeing it colored up, it looks really impressive. Especially when I remember. Do you remember the original Armada Optimus Prime super mode?
With his magic pants?
Yes, the box that could, or tried at least. Those legs were monstrously bad. For obvious reasons. The gimmick was interesting, but what a messy figure. So this actually delivers a decent super mode. I don't think you're being unreasonable when you say the flaps aren't amazing. I think I'm giving it a bit more leeway than you, because... I don't know what you do with them, to be honest. They have to go somewhere, unless you can unpeg them. I think they were stuck to his legs in the show. Obviously, they didn't have to worry about making a super transforming toy that is superposable and all that jazz. But I like the combined mode. It has brave aesthetics to it, which I like. It's just the original toy was just utter dross, and wasn't able to pull it off, mainly because it tried to do the gimmicks. The truck mode is fine. It's like when you look at the actual trailer, it's very fat, but it's trying to do a lot. So give it a little bit of leeway, I suppose. But no, I'm more impressed than I thought I would be by an Armada Optimus Prime. Now, if you really want to impress me, do an Energon one, which I think looks cool and not shit. That's the real challenge. Because that design is just a fucking mess until he gets Star Saber? Wing Saber?
Wing Saber, yeah.
Yeah, until he gets Wing Saber, it's just a fucking mess.
Yeah. They have confirmed as well, this guy, they will be making the Jetfire.
Oh, so he'll have interchangeable trousers. Okay.
Better trousers. Because I always preferred those trousers.
In animation, yes. In toy form, no.
Well, hopefully they can do something.
Yes, hopefully. I wonder how they'll do that, because the original toy, he almost split completely in half to get the legs, but didn't really. So I wonder if, when these guys do a Jetfire, if he will split completely down the middle, so he'll have two halves. That'd be an interesting challenge, I'm sure, for a designer to try and tackle.
He just turned it to like a torso. He just split him in half, and there's just legs to go onto Prime. And then there's this bifurcated robot crawling across. Help me, Prime! You've taken my legs! I'm going to be Australian! Don't let them make me Australian!
Oh no. You could
Why
do
am
the
I
hobbling
Brian
scene
Drummond?
from Misery. It's a fun movie. Anything else you got to say on this, Mikey? Actually, how
No.
much is it going for?
£180 on pre-order, I believe.
Okay, so it is
£190.
expensive.
So, and US dollars, some places are doing $250. So it's not going to be cheap.
Does it say what scale it is? Is it a masterpiece scale? I mean,
Yes,
probably.
most of their stuff is Masterpiece.
that yeah.
So presumably
I asked just because,
yeah.
just in case people was interested, but we all knew. We all
Yeah.
knew. Okay, that's fine. Shall I take us on, Mikey?
Yes.
Right. Well, we had a reveal this week, which wasn't surprising. And we also got a manga for it, which I'll let you tackle, Mr. Mikey. As God Neptune from the Takara Generation Select was revealed. Obviously, a repaint of the Seacons Piranacon. We all saw this coming. So, this Beast Wars 2 Jasalt, if you didn't know who he was, that repaint. He is a five-former. They're all pirates. They're all very fun little characters from a very odd little show.
I watched a few of the Seacon episodes during the week.
Oh, yes.
Oh, what a joy! They're great. They make that show worthwhile by being them.
All right, okay.
They're just fantastic.
I would say an issue with this is an issue carried over from the original, and that is a lot of the individual robot modes lose a lot of their detail because of the white plastic.
I'd agree, but nowadays, since I have a liner pen, I feel I can deal with that.
But would you want to? I mean, no, it's a very acceptable thing to do. But because it's a Generation Select figure, it's going to be very expensive. I'm always a bit more about doing it myself when it's not if it's just like an everyday figure that you can buy from the shelf. Fair enough. But when you get it imported and it's a very expensive figure set, it's a bit more of a yikes. But this is not a major issue. It's just an issue carried over from their color scheme.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast. They're white and gray and green. And some gold. It loses something.
Yeah, exactly. I think they do the best that they can with it. It would have been nice, maybe, but out of character for them to have put their own wash on it. But like I said,
but
it's not something they do.
And that would have added onto the price as well.
More than likely, yeah.
So.
We see them all in the robot modes, all in the fish modes, and in the combined mode as well. If you're interested, it's going to be released in October for 22,000 yen, which is $205.08 approximately.
Up on Kapow Toys for 165 quid.
There you go.
Which I think is actually fairly reasonable for an exclusive like that.
It's not too bad. It's not awful. It's also, if you're interested, going to be an EB Games and Zing exclusive in Australia. Woo.
Zing.
Zing. It's a thing. I don't know what they sell, but that's a...
Well, Seacons for one.
Oh, well, there you go. Is that the only thing they sell? They just sell Seacons. Mike, before we get you to tell us about the comic, Mikey, what do you think of this guy? Do you prefer him over Piranacon? Because this was a figure that you and I talked about, and we said that it was probably going to happen.
Yes, I do. I have always preferred God Neptune's color scheme. I think... like you said, some of the details washed out, but I think overall they look really solid. I like the gold highlights, everything else.
Yes.
I'm very surprised at their approach to Cilia, because
Why?
you and I were saying they remolded the head to make it look more feminine, right?
Yes.
So what I didn't expect them to do was then instead of basically repainting Tentacle, they gave a completely new chest to match the show design. They took the legs and arms off Moonracer.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's interesting.
And they gave a new head.
Is it a completely new head?
It's a completely new head.
Wow.
That looks a bit, not quite as feminine as the show model, but more.
Hang on, you say not quite, but more.
But more feminine than Tentacle.
Oh, right, okay.
Who they remolded to look more feminine.
Right, yes.
Which is very confusing to me.
So what you're basically saying is they put a lot of budget into making Celia as unique and her own character as possible.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's
Short of
neat.
giving her swappable love eyes, I'm not sure what else they could have done.
Oh, mate. Imagine they changed the squid's eyes to just the hearts. Not interchangeable, just giant hearts. Or maybe change the mouth shape.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Again, too much. We're asking,
Yeah.
especially when the legs have been done, the chest is being done, and the head's been done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that would have been. I would have loved that, but hey ho.
Truly, this is a 1 out of 10 figure. It's the first time that I've been slightly interested in a Transformer for a while, to be
Yeah,
honest.
but it does. Like God Neptune looks real solid. Like
He
it's
does.
a really, really good color layout.
Yeah, I mean, he's always had a really fucking good color layout. This is what I'd say about the Seacons versus God Neptune. I think individually, I prefer the Seacons visually. Because they don't have the issue of the details being washed out by a lot of hard whites and not a lot of color pop to them. But I think in the combined mode, God Neptune just blows them out of the water. He just has a better overall presence and look. I think mainly because the color placement was better considered for this mode than for the Seacons.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that was my take on it.
I'd agree. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I've never made it a secret. I prefer him. So
Yeah. Any other thoughts on God Neptune, Mikey?
no, just like yeah. You've got about a month or so to get pre-orders in. I think
Are you gonna?
I might if I sell some stuff.
Oh, some blood and sperm.
Blood and sperm. Well, you can't sell those now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whole industry's dead.
coronavirus is really hitting the industry hard.
The whole industry is like collapsed under it.
What will the industries do for blood and sperm? There'll be a massive outcry when this is over.
Yeah, but this came with some comics drawn by a certain Mr. Sakamoto.
Yeah.
And so these have been translated by Tet's Toys blog. They're not. It's not the best translation. I think it feels a little rushed, but I've got a few summaries. So broadly speaking, so previously on, the Blue Vanguard showed up, who turned out like there's a Primus Vanguard which has 7 orders, all color based. So Primus, or is it, calls out to them, which is the White Order, which is police cars led by white. Like, I'm just going to go by color here, just because I don't know all the names, but for some of them I will stop and say the name. A white Optimus.
That was the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't Ultra Magnus. It was Battle something. The White
Was it?
Redeco.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there's Green Convoy, who has a team of bulkheads because they're green. There's Sentinel Prime, who had that's Sentinel, who appears to be on fire. But they all have matrices as well, each color coded. Who has a team of Optimus Prime red repaints. You have Yellow Prime, a Yellow Convoy, who is a female version of Spy Changer RID Optimus Prime, who has a team of basically yellow female bots, including Black Arachnia, Trick Diamond, and the girl from Energon. She's there too. Purple Convoy.
Yay!
Shattered Glass Optimus. These are all on their own planets as well, so he has his own planet, who has a team of Shockwaves and Monster Pretenders.
Yes, in their shells, which is
in
great.
their shells. We'll get to those. We've got Go Prime, him I do remember, who is on the Black Planet, which is basically black repaints, mostly Nemesis Primes, but also Deadlock.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue, who's Blue Big Convoy, who has the most diverse cast because it's just blue people. But he is currently trying to kill Star Convoy. And it turns out that there are 2 Straxuses on his team. One from Classics, one from Japan, and they both have taken over the Blue Order and has them murder each other.
Oh no.
While Megatron watches, Megatron Omega. And it turns out that basically the previous leader of the Order made Blue Big Convoy the leader when it should have been Straxus, or one of the Straxuses, and he's now taking over to have them murder Star Convoy. But before Blue is forced to give the final blow, he stabs himself in the chest because he's got that much pride. And then Straxus says, I work for you now, Megatron. Totally. We should go and get the matrices from everybody of all the different colors. We're going to steal Blue Big Convoy's blue matrix. And we'll get other matrices because you have the silver matrix from Star Convoy. And then we'll go take over the universe. And Megatron doesn't say a word, but he does leave with them. Turtler, who in the last comic as King Poseidon tried to basically stop all this, turns back and all the little beast former people praise him, and he's like, what the hell? Star Convoy is very uncomfortable with all the dead people, but Primus basically says he'll take all their sparks with him, but interestingly enough, Big Convoy spark isn't there. Convoy thanks Turtler. Turtler sort of says, yeah, whatever, but kind of, where's my brother? Where's Half Shell? And it turns out that the space pirate Seacons are going to travel across the universe, stealing the matrices of everyone from the Order. So Half Shell attacks the White Order and steals their matrix. What's his name? Sea Phantom goes after the Greens. Terramander takes on Sentinel, who has a big cannon. He also steals his cannon. Cilia goes to the girl planet, because of course she does. And she uses her Angle-Moi Kiss of Death, which is something from the show.
Really? Okay.
I watched it. Like I said, I was watching the episodes. Like, she basically kills you. She has an attack that will paralyze you. So she kisses... we have a girl-on-girl kiss of death. Meanwhile, Go Prime and his team of black repaints, they're attacked by Seacons. And it turns out Seacons like some ancient warrior, and he's after Go Prime's Matrix and his Legend disc, because Go Prime from the Transformers Go continuity. And also consider, I think that kind of works that they know each other, because he's based on a pirate. Go Prime is. So basically him and Seacons go at it, but he loses. Megatron and the Straxuses go to the purple planet, but they're completely outnumbered until the best scene in any comic happens.
Totally not biased, of course.
No. Like, someone was pissed at me over this, and I said, I don't care.
Hang on, why were they pissed at you?
They said I was talking about anime, and I said, I don't care. But yeah, one of the Shockwaves, Cyberverse Shockwave, to be precise, contacts Shattered Glass Optimus and tells him that the planet's been invaded, and he says, hey, I'm the bad convoy. Why don't we take my Matrix and your Matrix and beat up the other guys and then take over the universe? And Megatron says nothing. But yeah, why this is a huge thing for me is Shattered Glass Optimus is sitting in a room with a lollipop, which is an actual toy you can get, a purple toy. In a room where the shelves are covered in models of monsters, and from the TV screen, a non-human being is speaking to him in the form of Cyberverse Shockwave. This is a fully confirmed and fully called out deep dive shout out to SSS Gridman. Woo! Where of course Akane, Shingo Akane, and Alexis Kerib were, Akane is based off of Shattered Glass Prime. Alexis lived inside her computer screen. Akane had a room full of monsters, and Shockwave and Alexis have the same voice actor.
Really?
Tetsuya,
really?
Tetsu Inaba. So that's why they picked that Shockwave.
Oh, that's really good. That's really cool.
Yes, who also plays Gamagori Era.
Hey.
Yeah. So I squeed quite a bit about this, and yeah, I was very happy.
The fucking deep cuts, yo.
Yeah, because Sakamoto, and also that means the circle has been completed. Gridman references Transformers. Transformers references Gridman. I now need to get a Shattered Glass Optimus, because now he is even more so just Akane to me. It's just her in a robot suit now. I might get a Cyberverse Shockwave as well. I'm trying to find the right Optimus is hard. Anyway, Primus reports to Star Convoy that the Matrixes have all been stolen. Convoy talks to Lune from the Beast Form planets and says, oh, sorry, my name is Commander Convoy. And she starts giggling, because in their language, Convoy means commander, therefore his name is Commander.
Am I a joke to you? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And basically, it turns out that Angle-Moi energy was created by Primercon.
There he
shows
is.
up who shows up in this and was used in horrible things like creating Gigastorm, turning Starscream into a ghost, creating Galvatron, and probably the deepest "who the fuck is that" cut. Mm-hmm. So there is a girl who is wearing a cloth around her head.
In a triangle shape, symbolizing that she's a ghost. She
is a wee ghost lady. Mm-hmm. Now, I am going to very quickly... I had her name here a while ago, but I have lost it. So she is there, and I was like, who's that? I do not know you, madam. Mm. And it turns out... So I can't find her name, but it turns out she is the daughter of the head honcho lady from Kiss Plays.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay.
So in the audio drama, most of Kiss Plays fiction happened in audio drama, which is why you've never seen most of it, bar those pages. Mm-hmm. She doesn't show up in any of these. So the backstory is basically it's very Evangelion, where her child died, was resurrected as a ghost, and her plan was to use the power of Kiss Play and everything else to basically kind of end the world, but at the same time revive her child. So, Ikari. Again, Ikari, whatever his bloody name was. So here, this is the first visual representation of that little girl as a ghost, and it turns out she was turned into a ghost because of Engelmois energy. Meanwhile, Primacon is yelling at Primus and then says, "But you're not Primus, you're the Oracle!" Because that time the Matrix floated off from that weird scene in the show. Meanwhile, the Seacons come together. They're like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" They combine, and they turn into God Neptune, who, because of all their matrices, has the literal power of a god. And a cannon. And a legend disc. And a weird sword.
Yep.
And it ends on "to be continued." I love these things. We're not back to the good old days.
No.
The good old days will never come again. No. But we're in good times.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in here. Some nice cuts.
Yeah, no, I'm quite happy.
I think this is one of the better ones that we've had for a while as well. Just from the deep cuts and the little bits that happen in the background and the references.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's not quite, Josh Perez shows up in one scene, but
to save the universe.
To save the universe with his power of Bumblebee. Never forget the power of Bumblebee.
Hell no.
But no, I think it's really cool, and I'm so glad that the toy to get this much cool fiction is the one I'm most interested in at the moment. So
yeah,
it's really, really cool. And yeah, I would highly recommend, if you don't watch Beast Wars 2nd, at least watch episode 19 and episode 21, which are basically meet the Seacons and meet Celia's really bizarre crush on Scuba, and Bighorn's even more bizarre crush on her. Also, like real credit to Celia's voice actress; she does a real good job. But they're great. The Seacons are great. But yeah, any other thoughts?
I don't think so. Good looking set.
Yeah, solid. Nice to see a toy we're interested in for the first time, and I don't know how long. Also, I went looking for Megatronia during the week, and the secondary market on her is ridiculous.
Yeah, we both missed the opportunity on getting her for a decent price.
No, I might still pick her up one day, but it'll be a case where I literally this is money I have set away for a stupid purchase. But anyway, Andy, we have news from Nezha.
We do.
Which surprises me. So go ahead. Xiaomi, I think it's called, China store exclusive, Nezha times Transformer Optimus Prime building brick toys images. Now, I remember seeing this earlier in the week and was going to rag on it because I thought, this is a transforming Transformer, or even one that doesn't. It's really poo looking, but then I saw it was actually made of building bricks and then went, I guess it's all right. So yeah, think Technics pieces from Lego. A lot of it seems to be primarily Technics pieces. Yeah.
Then to form the basic inside skeleton, and then with a load of panels and flaps to kind of go over the top to kind of smooth out the look, so you don't have the general Lego Technic look to it. There's a completely unique sculpted head. Which is good, and that's doesn't look like a mess. It looks fairly posable for what it is. Yeah, it doesn't look. I don't think it's like I'm gonna shit my pants kind of good.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But I think it's a very interesting little thing, little toy.
No, I think it's got a very good head sculpt.
Yeah, the head sculpt's really good. Very Cyberverse head sculpt.
Yes, well, it is.
It's the Nezha crossover with Cyberverse. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have
yes.
captured it well.
Yeah, no, and I think honestly, I think this looks good.
For what it is, at least it
Yeah,
doesn't
so-
transform, which we again should mention.
Nezha toys have been kind of showing up on my YouTube feed in the last month or so.
Oh, really?
Like,
In a positive sense, or just as in a here it is
in
kind of thing?
like actual physical toy sense.
Right.
So like there are a couple of reviews out for the Nezha figure.
Mm.
And like Mgo in particular, he's done reviews on a building block set for Windblade and Megatron.
Okay. How do they look compared to this? Are they comparable or just not
I-
nearly?
Well, they're not as big. I can tell you
Right.
that much. I don't think they are. Like I'm just bringing up Megatron now, because I saw them and I don't really watch a lot of reviews at the moment. So Megatron's a good size actually.
Hmm.
And it looks like a good interpretation of the Cyberverse character. And again, really solid head sculpt. Decent articulation as well. Basically kind of looks like Creo, but a bit of a step up.
Okay.
And I there were several Creo figures I'm very fond of. But like, it was not exactly a Lego grade kit.
Oh, no. No.
But no, I think this thing looks fairly solid. I don't know. I don't think I'd pay import prices for it. But if I saw it on the shelf, I'd definitely give it a second look.
Oh, okay. I'd look at it, but I don't think I'd buy it myself.
That child they got is... I don't want to be that guy.
But you're
But
gonna be.
Why do I feel like they got the whitest looking child they could find?
Maybe.
Because, oh look, at our very American hair and hair color, which is really dyed. And
Yeah.
the child here doesn't have traditional Chinese looking skin. It's quite light. And I know that, I'm saying this not to be a horrible racist, horrible asshole, but because I know that the thing over there, like, you can get surgery to, like, change your skin color and, like, remove the shape of your eyes, make them look more American. Which is so disgusting that we've created a scenario where people think they have to do that. But, so yeah, I was looking at it, but just like, that child looks like an import.
Goddamn.
I was just like, oh no, it's just a Chinese child they've dolled up to look like he's from another country, which is weird to me. Just make him look like himself. He's probably perfectly lovely.
That's not what marketing teams think about, though.
What, sanity?
No, they think about how to sell it to other markets. It's like, this'll do.
They'll glance at it. They'll never know.
Exactly.
Anyway. Yeah.
There's not much else to really say about it. We don't have any prices, or the people are not sure if it's going to be sold outside of China. I wouldn't imagine it's going to be sold outside of China anytime soon. Just because none of the Nezha stuff seems to have been suggested to be coming out to the West.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. This is what we've got so far, so I guess that's it, Mikey. Unless you want to say something else, you can take us on.
Yeah, so Takara Tomy have revealed some images of their version of the Alicon. And it has been confirmed that they have changed the color scheme to match the movie. Or at least they've done their best. So yeah, we get a shot of it next to the original purple color scheme from the toy. And it does look better.
Which one, the purple one or the other one?
The new one.
Okay.
The accurate one. I do think that's a better looking color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make me want this toy on any level, but I still think, like, it's very badly posed in these photos.
Is it? Or is that just the pose it can do?
I really hope not. Because I really hope that bottom jaw can move. Because it looks like his skull is splitting in half. And also, I just think that alt mode is a fucking joke. But an inexcusable joke. But yeah, what do you think of him, Andy?
So is this suggesting that you won't be able to get the Pank version?
No, you will be able to get the Pank version, but you will get the Pank version from American markets.
Oh. What?
You will get the grey version from Japanese markets.
Wait,
Which
I thought it was the
also-
other way around.
No. Which also means that this is the first time we've had a differentiation between the two markets in
For a while.
in a good while.
Yeah, since they were told, Japan was told no more of that. Japan went, no, we don't want.
Okay, we get it. I'm sorry. What color is he? And then they just did it behind Hasbro's back.
Pan. You are right. The grey color scheme looks more appropriate for what it should look like. The Pank version looks like something you'd get for an exclusive. As like something a bit quirky.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's not bad. It's not
No.
effective in this case. But...
It's not why I don't know why the choice is there. Though I am surprised because I was sure that the Pank version was for the East and the grey was for the West. But if that's not the case, then that's a bizarre choice. Truly bizarre. It is strange that we don't see it in robot mode to see the difference between the two robot modes. But all right, fair enough. Whatever's.
I'm actually.
Are you
okay,
wrong?
so I'm not quite.
All right.
So the Pank version was a Japanese version,
Yeah, yeah.
but now they've changed it to because apparently Hasbro had a darker deco.
Right.
So now this is going. The one on the left is their new version, which will match the Hasbro deco.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Um,
But does that mean it's still different, or does that mean that the one on the left, the grey one, is actually the Hasbro version?
I don't know, but that's basically the color it's going to look like. It's coming out as a mall exclusive as well.
So the Pank version's just not going to be a thing anymore, then, right? Is that what they're suggesting?
Presumably. I mean,
that's a shame.
I usually sport variants, but I won't lie, I do think it looks better as a color scheme.
Sure, yeah. It's not pretty though. Shall I take us on, Mikey?
Yeah, do.
Quick little thing here. My Little Pony X Transformers crossover collections. My Little Prime. It's a My Little Pony without brushable hair because men don't need to brush no fucking hair. And the pony has been painted to have the painted aesthetics as Optimus Prime. Think of a Twitch body painter. It's the same aspect apart from it's a horse that's been painted rather than a person.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mikey?
This is all being done for Power Rangers.
Oh, which ranger are they doing?
Pink.
Oh. Why?
I don't know, but it's the least interesting choice they can make.
Are you saying that because you don't like pink and you would have preferred a Jason David Frank one?
No, I'd prefer the Ranger Slayer. But,
oh, okay, yeah.
she's far cooler. Far cooler. Like, her design is fucking amazing, and I want that Lightning collection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of like how... First of all, I do like this quite a bit. I think this turned out really well. And I think what they actually did with the paint scheme was very, very well done. But I like how, like, the Autobot logo looks like it's actually been painted on. It's not a cutie mark. It's like this one's turned around and painted on herself. Because it's, like, dripping. I really like this, in all honesty. I think the color layout's really well done. I think they've done some very clever things to get the right shape of the face. I think they went into stupid detail that they didn't need to. No, I like this. I almost wish it had soft brushable hair, but I think the molded hair looks better.
It's very specific. It's not something I would want or be interested in again. But it's a curiosity, I suppose, at the very least. And like you say, it looks like it's been painted well for what it is. So you can give it that. I wonder how consistent the paint is. Like, is it one of those things where you're going to have to look at each figure to make sure that you get a good one?
That is definitely a concern. And I don't, like, is this thing going to be up on store shelves? I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, this one was specifically found in a UK Amazon listing for some reason.
For the Ghostbuster, which, by the way, doesn't look nearly as good.
No, it doesn't. No. Yeah, it's a strange one. So I guess the G.I. Joe one's going to come along at some point, and then the rest of the Hasbro properties, maybe?
That'll be weird, but sure.
I guess. Right, Mikey, do you want to take us on to our last story?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, were you planning on going outside this summer? No, because TF Nation has been cancelled, or as the the TFW news story puts it, abandoned.
Yes, I laughed when it said abandoned because I imagined all hope. Abandoned all hope.
No one may
enter.
enter Birmingham Airport between the hours of the 14th and 16th of August.
That's right.
But unsurprisingly, this has been cancelled due to the current pandemic. So they're concerned with the well-being of the community. Obviously, con crud is already a problem.
Yeah.
So if we are all going to get sick anyway, let's not make it worse. Yeah, most people have been fairly supportive of the decision. A few people have not.
Odd.
That is their choice. When people said it's a real shame that people are falling for the trap, was one that made me blink. Also, people saying like at least Pete's Robocon is going on this year. Someone showing some sense also made me blink. But you are free to believe what you would like to believe. But yeah, they made a bigger announcement online. Obviously, this is a bit of a kick. This would be a kick any year if you're into your socializing, or if you're into your con events. But obviously, the biggest kick this year was that we had gotten Peter Cullen, and he, being an elderly man who smokes, would probably not want to be in an area where he could catch a disease that kills the elderly, especially if they smoke. So very understandable. A lot of disappointment, but like I said, most people have reacted pretty understandably. Now they have announced today, and I'll leave Andy Andy has something to say about the announcement, but they have announced today that they will be doing a stream event, which has been going on with a few other cons. So they said they will have some guests and something else going on. We don't know. I believe the date is the same, but we don't know time, specifications, anything like that. I would suggest maybe don't expect to be able to buy anything during it, unless there's an auction. But yeah, Andy, what are your brain things?
My brain things. My brain things were confused why there was a multiple tweet and Facebook posts on this exciting news when it's just a thing. Because I don't think it's a big deal, personally. I think the good stuff of a convention is, at least from my point of view, meeting people and seeing people and going to the setting and being absorbed by the event. The guests are cool, but it's, at least for me, far less important than all of the other stuff that the community brings to it, if you know what I mean. So hyping this up as we're doing a stream seemed strange to me, when it's just, we're doing a stream, and I'm like, oh okay, okay.
I have seen a countdown go up for TF Nation 2021 as well. I don't think that was TF Nation that did it, but I have seen it go up.
Right.
And they have said, to alleviate some of the expense of this, there is no way they're not making a loss in this, but to alleviate some of the expenses, they will, if you are happy that you will want to go next year, they will let your ticket roll over.
Oh, wow, okay.
So get in contact with them, have a chat. Billy's on Twitter, so is everyone else. They're approachable, decent people. They will listen. Billy's a monster. Mm-hmm. He is a stripy arm monster, as they have told him many times to his face. But he is our monster. So I think that's a good service to offer.
Oh no, definitely, yeah, definitely.
And they have also confirmed, starting on May 18th, full refunds will be available. Mm-hmm. They specifically called out that some conventions and some hotels weren't offering refunds. They will be doing full refunds if you bought your hotel room through the TF Nation hotel block, through the website. It's very easy. TF Nation will arrange for a full refund. If you booked it yourself, please get in contact with the Birmingham hotels, whichever one you were staying at, and get onto them ASAP. Because obviously, if you're dealing with, like, you have privately got this from a different hotel or privately gotten a room from the convention hotel itself, you want to get in there before they get it into their heads to be a bit difficult.
And even then, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to get your money back.
So do what you can. If you've gone through TF Nation's website for all your rooms and everything else, you are completely safe. It may take a little time, but they will fully refund you if you want, or that you can roll over your ticket for next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out TF Nation's Twitter for any updates and everything else. Also their website tfnation.com. Is it com or .co.uk? One of the two.
Yeah. What did you think about the streaming thing, Mikey?
I think it's not a bad idea to do a little streaming event.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a psychological thing more than a practical thing, because if you are going to go, it still gives you the feeling of connection to people.
Okay, if you say so.
Well, like
it will for normal people probably, but not me who's dead inside.
Yes, and like I Skype, but that's just to ease the voices in the back of my head. But like I would like for me, the con is all about the people and getting out there, sitting that time at 3:00 in the morning when you're sitting there talking bullshit with someone that you've just met, and like a half an hour later, it's like you've been best friends for years. That's the wonderful thing about the conventions to me. Or seeing people you see once a year, and yet it's like their family.
Yes.
You can't have that with the streaming. It's you're watching a live. It's like you're going to be watching an event with a chat speeding by at 15 miles a minute.
Yeah.
So for me, it doesn't hold up. But I do know there's a lot of people who they at least will feel that it's reached out to them. I think how it was announced was very dumb. Like a countdown. Like, it's bad enough to do a fake countdown to an announcement. Mm-hmm. It's really bad, in my opinion, to do a fake countdown to an announcement of an announcement. Like, what you did was count down to telling people that more information will follow.
Oh, that stuff kills me.
It creates an artificial sense of grandeur and hype, and I would have said the thing to do was say, we're finalizing details on an announcement, keep an eye on Twitter, maybe yesterday or the day before. And then just post it on your Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting more. You certainly aren't getting me excited, going like, "Oh my god, that one says 1. That means we've got one more post." Andy, it says the one before it says 2. Where are we going with this?
I don't know.
Conspiracy theories, like breaking into John Barber's conspiracy wall and tying all the knots together.
Oh Lord.
I bet he still has that.
I hope so.
Yeah. His wife probably keeps trying to take it down, and he just like appears out of the shadow.
No.
I may use it again.
Yeah, because you never know.
You never know. Transformers versus Terminator. Like, God only knows what it'll stick in that. But yeah, I mean, yeah. It is what it is. I won't begrudge anyone who is really excited by this, and have seen that people are, but it's not. For me, it's not even a taste of what the event is.
No, I agree.
And like the simple thing of wandering around a room full of Transformers toys and browsing, like even if you don't buy it, that's a hugely cathartic experience you're never going to get anywhere else.
Yeah.
So maybe there'll be the auction, the auction. Maybe they'll sell some prints or something like that. But I think it's very good that conventions are trying to at least get the best out of things for people who aren't able to go to them at the moment. And I think TF Nation saying flat out, we're going to refund you, is way better than some cons, which one I saw was an anime con of some sort, said, oh, we're going to do a streaming event. We're not refunding your tickets though.
Oof. Oh, that's a dick move.
You're paying for a login for the stream now. And we're just like, oh, the fuck you. But, any other thoughts?
Not particularly. So I guess with that, we're done with the news for this week, Mr. Mikey.
We're done, son.
So the question, as always, that I have for you is, what you been up to this week? What you done for fun, Mikey?
Fun.
A theoretical concept. Well, let's see. There is no rider this week because they are on their clip shows for the next few weeks. Because Toei shut down after the main actor for Kira Major got COVID, shut down. Oh,
I don't know if they're back up and running yet, but it does mean that they're on hiatus. So no rider or no anything like that. Anime-wise, my main thing this week was the new episode of The Villain Show, the wonderful show, She is a Villain, Hametsu.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, man, I didn't cry. You have no proof.
Yeah, I saw you tweet about that, and I was like, oh, no.
You've no proof, or I don't have feelings. I hurt my hand with a hammer because I was doing something masculine. Traditionally and forwardly masculine.
Yes.
And you can't prove otherwise.
I wouldn't want to.
But yeah, there's a big character reveal that you'll be interested in.
Oh no.
Yep. There were some real funny bits to do with mushrooms.
Okay.
And those first 10 minutes killed me. The first 5 minutes should not have been allowed to be. Because it ain't right. This show is a joy, a wonderful, romantic, wunderbar joy of niceness. And this is one of those shows I wish all the episodes were out because I want to watch them, but I also don't want them to be out because that means it's over. Yeah. I tried a few other small shows as well. One called Gleipnir.
I haven't heard of that.
Gleipnir is a weird one. Basic story: guy wakes up one morning and his body has turned into kind of a monstrous stuffed animal.
Is it? Yeah. Is it
Big
a death
smiling
game
dog
thing?
Not so much.
Right. Okay.
So
doesn't he eat someone in it or something like that?
So the way, the most of it's laid out in the first episode, but the way it works is that he turns into the creature. He has a gun and he seems very, very strong, but he's non-violent. So he gets attacked by another creature and he doesn't want to fight back, so he gets hurt. And he meets this girl who is quite sociopathic and is really like, oh my god, look at you, that's incredible. And it turns out he's got a big zip down his back, and out of sheer curiosity, she zips it up, open rather, and there's a big empty gooey space inside. She strips down to her underwear and crawls inside. Yeah. And it turns out that she can control him. Like, if she's in there, she can move the body, and she has no compunction about killing someone.
Yeah, she's the new Yandere, isn't she? I definitely know what this show is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of it, but I'm aware of her at the very least, because they're like, this is the new Asano? Is that what her name is from that death game show?
Oh, God, what was that called?
No Game, No Life? No, that was something
not No
else.
Game, like, Mirai Future Diary.
Yes, yeah, Future Diary.
Yeah. Which I never finished, but I probably should.
But
right. It's not quite yandere because she doesn't seem to be attracted to him at this stage. She sees him as power.
She gets inside of him, Mikey. What's more attractive than that?
Like, if she had any interest in him when he wasn't a 10-foot tall walking killer suit. Because he's very disturbed by what she does. But it's like, there's no, like, in a proper yandere, she would have said, I love you, and then started murdering people who looked at him sideways.
Should be blushing and heavy breathing inside from his well. I love being inside you, senpai. And he's like, what kind of anime is this again?
The right one! So for her, it's about the power and the violence. Yes. She has a goal. I'm not really sure what it is yet. I don't know if I'll keep... I mean, it's weird enough that I at least want to try another episode. I watched a couple of episodes of Jashin-chan.
What's that?
That is the Dropkick Devil is the English name for it.
Oh, right. Yeah, I tried one episode of that, and because there was no context given at the beginning of episode 1, I was like, eh.
Yeah, so it turns out the one that's airing at the moment is a sequel series.
Right, okay.
So the ones that are airing now is Dash. There was one a couple of years ago. So
I missed that. Okay.
Yeah, I watched a couple of episodes from the first show, and they do provide context. Basic thing is, little girl, basically because she was bored one day, decided to try the demon summoning experiment.
Is this the one with the eye patch did it?
Yep. Summoned the demon, who is a naked snake lady, but not the cool kind.
No.
And she was like, oh god, why am I here? Oh, I summoned you. Right. Okay. Do you need anything? No. Can I go home? Okay, let's see. And she was supposed to have a spell that sent you home, and that was in volume 2 of the spell book, which wasn't in the shop. And so the only way for the demon to go home is to end the lifespan of their summoner. So she tried to kill her, and then it turned out the little girl had a very big knife and sliced her in half. But she can't die properly, but my god, can she be hurt?
She can also be eaten. Like the episode 1 of Dash was where she chopped her bits of tail off in a very comical scene, and then fed
slapped her on
tail.
the belly as well. It's like, no.
Yeah, and gave her parts to the other angel and demons that were there, and went, you know, she ate all of that meat, so we can now have snake. And they're like, ooh, snake's really tasty. And she's like, my tail, no, stop it.
From what I've seen, the basic premise is Jashin is kind of a bitch.
Yes.
Her friends are fine. Her friends are like a minotaur and a gorgon.
Yeah, I think it's Medusa actually, isn't it?
Yeah. And an angel who Jashin ate her halo. and now she lost all her powers.
And she looks like she's died. Like
Yeah,
she's got the most glum face
she's
I've ever
homeless.
seen. Yeah,
No, that's the thing. She's homeless. She has no job and she has no nothing. So she kind of scrounges off Yukine. That's her name. And it basically Yukine is actually quite fond of Jashin, but has absolutely no mercy. And wants to be a dictator. But yeah, it's quite fun. Like
I couldn't get into at least Dash. The humor wasn't grabbing me.
It's not. I wouldn't call it like witty. Like it's very aware of itself. And it for me it kind of works just from the goof side. I would like the way I put it, like I laugh a lot watching Hametsu, a lot. I giggle a bit at Jashin-chan, but I find it a bit charming.
Yeah, I can see that. The way I would describe it to someone is, I think for me, I would enjoy this more like watching clips of it on YouTube, because I don't feel that you need a lot of context for the jokes. They just seem to be almost like small skits, and you can just watch those skits at any point. Just like, I'll throw on a skit. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's a realistic scenario.
But I wouldn't say it, because you could say the same for, what's it called, Nichijou?
No, which one's that?
That's the one that has the same look as Azumanga Daioh.
Oh God, that's taken me back a few years.
Yes, it's got the same look of that, but you've got a robot who's just got a big like turning cog in her back and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and you could say
yeah.
that you could say that is like similar, like skit show. But I think the way that that's done, which is like insanely good animation for like ridiculous parts for like a game of tag and stuff like that, that makes that show a bit more. It gives it an extra layer of humor because it goes so over the top and so like crazy with its the animation style and what they're doing for the jokes over this, which is just like it's fine, it's okay. So I don't feel compelled to watch any more of it. Maybe unfortunately, maybe fortunately. I guess it depends on your preference, but
Nichijou is just bizarre.
yeah, I still need to actually. I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes. I still need to like sit down and watch it because I remember enjoying like the first episodes and being like, "This is bizarre. This is so weird."
Yeah, I like nothing else in the season super grabbed me, but again, after the whole thing with Hametsu, I'm going to try a few more. And
are you going to try Tower of God? Is that what it's called? The new one?
I saw a trailer for that. I don't like that animation.
The animations, it feels deliberately different, and I'm not. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of it, but I appreciate that it looks different.
Yes, no, like you and I will always defend the different, but I'm also slightly concerned that it's going to be a 500 episode shonen.
Yeah, it's a webtoon, isn't it? So it's where's the writer come from? I think the writer's South Korean or something, aren't they?
I didn't dive that deep.
I think it's something like that, but yeah, when I heard it's a shonen series, I'm like, ooh, and I think I heard someone say the first 100 or more chapters are like the prologue only, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, but I didn't watch Gundam this week because it's on hiatus as well.
Yeah.
And I have finalized which series I'm going to start watching, and you're not going to like it.
Oh, no. Which is a series which I'd be fucking annoyed at you watching? Seed. I'd be really annoyed at that. Seed Destiny. I'd like want to throw eggs at you if you wanted to watch Seed Destiny, just ever. What other ones? Maybe Double Zeta. I'd maybe throw one egg at you. So what series is it?
So I have decided I will sit down to Zeta at some point soon.
That's fine. Yeah, that's a good one.
But I will be trying Seed.
Oh God, fucking like Seed's realistically not terrible.
I'm
not
very curious
terrible.
as to what made it a phenomenon.
Because they do laser spam.
I do laser spam.
Like the Gundam is stupidly like when they get the freedom. It will just stand there and lasers will fire and kill everything.
Is it Macrossing but super robot?
Yes,
is it a super robot?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, like I still like have I don't want to do it now because I know like it's so tied into the lore, but I still kind of want to try Turn A, and everything I look about that is a full on super robot.
Yeah, basically. It's a weird one. It's a weird show.
Which is done by the original guy who created Real Robots, which is very strange. But I don't want to deal with that now. I want some context. So I will probably at least check out a couple of the movies of Gundam, just because I don't care about the story very much. Well, little I've seen of it, but I might as well get the context, because I know in Zeta Char is a big thing.
Yes, very. You should watch The Origin. That's really good.
Yeah, I do want to. I heard good things about that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
If you tell me you Seed Destiny, I will fucking spit on you.
I'm looking at this way. I don't like any of the designs except maybe the Justice.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of most of the designs. I also really find the human designs in Seed and Seed Destiny quite egregious. I hate how the humans look. The faces are weird. They're you know what the face designs look like to me? Anime gelflings. They look like anime gelflings, apart from without the pointy ears.
What, they got slightly long faces?
The eyes are really big, but they feel like they're set wider apart. They've still got a lot of forehead, and then they've got this little imagine a dog or cat cartoon little area for the face, so the little cheeks are quite puffy. Oh, I hate it. We shouldn't fight, but I'm going to be really hypocritical and fight. Fuck you, Atherin, and fuck you, Kira, you shit.
That sounds a bit like Wing, to be honest.
It's worse than Wing, I think. I don't like that show. I also get really pissy because of how much Japan loves it, and thus makes loads of figures of them. Hate it.
Well, we'll see how far I get into it. I was also going to try Double O, but I heard Season 1 is great, Season 2 is terrible.
I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's disappointing, though. It is a letdown.
And I'm definitely not going to dig into Age, because I read what I was reading, good concept wasted.
Yes, it's 100% a great concept.
I will try it at some point.
Why don't you do After War Gundam X, which is really good?
Is that an OVA or a series?
That's a series.
How long?
It's probably a standard 48, 50 episode length.
We'll see.
Like most of them.
We'll see. But
I'd recommend that.
Now I've said it, I kind of just want to watch Seed to piss you off.
No, it's Seed Destiny that will piss me off. Again, if you say you like it as soon as you finish it, I'll be like, you're lying. I don't believe you. I think you're just lying to be a piece of shit, Mikey.
Well, what if I do like it?
You'll be lying because you just want to be a contrarian piece of shit. Hey, fuck you, Andy. I'll be like, no, fuck you, Mikey.
Are you so sure I wouldn't like it? We don't always agree on everything.
I'm so sure that you do it just to piss me off. That's what I'm sure about at this point.
This is the greatest anime of all time.
And then I'm like, yes, it's as good as Evangelion is.
I was going to say, this is more Evangelion than Evangelion. It's a show you all tell me Evangelion is.
Then we shake hands and look at each other with hate in our eyes, like, fucking hate you.
What, like Keaton Gerard?
Yes. Yeah.
And Wayne standing next to us. They're such good friends.
God damn it.
But yes. Toy-wise, I've got Flame Toys IDW Optimus coming to me tomorrow, I think.
Oh, it's arriving tomorrow. Wow,
yep.
That's good.
And a couple of... I've also a Pore type liner pen. I saw one of these on a video, and I was very curious because lining is becoming a bane of my existence, and I wouldn't mind something that makes it a little more... neater, but I need to get some alcohol or something.
Do you have a Q-tip to rub it away with?
I have many Q-tips.
Okay.
I specifically bought Q-tips when I started painting kits.
Oh yeah, you go through them though, don't you?
Oh my god, so fast. But yeah, I also had a pre-order in. It's supposed to be out this month or next month for. It's a restock of. So I figured I might as well get some version of the RX-78. Which is the original Gundam, but I'm still very frustrated by all the blues and whites and red and yellow highlights.
Yeah, well.
So I found the real type from the high-grade Universal Century Revive version of the mold, which is a camo. Basically, it's a camo version of it. And I think it looks cool. So I will get that, and I hear good things about the mold, so...
it's not the best, and it's not the newest. Obviously, the newest one is the Origin one.
Origin.
Which looks great. I'd like to get it, but again, it's like you can't buy anything at the moment. So it's like, oh well, true. Fine.
So yeah, I finished Marvel Spider-Man.
The game.
I accidentally 100%ed it.
How do you accidentally 100% a game?
Well, I was doing the side missions, and I was just like, la 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 la, I'm beating up all Sable agents, la 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 la, beat up the criminals, la 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 la. 100% what?
Damn, boy.
I wanted all the upgrades. And I needed tokens, and you get tokens from doing missions, and I wasn't paying attention. But no, that's a really solid game. That's an 8 or a 9. That's an easy 8 or 9.
Is it better than that of Boy?
No.
Ooh.
Objectively, no.
Okay.
It has an excellent story, but it doesn't have the depth of the story Data Boy does.
Right.
But it is the best Spider-Man movie before Spider-Verse.
Okay, I could accept that, yeah.
By a large margin. Excellent voice acting. Excellent casting. Great writing. Very funny at times. Very emotional at times. I like how they add a lot of, like, they lead you into being sympathetic to Dr. Octopus, and then they add a lot of grey to him about, not just, like, sympathetic was why he went evil, but is it really a case of him going evil? Or was the man Peter thought he was working for never quite as clean as he hoped?
Yes, yeah.
Which I think is really, really, really good. Set up a sequel with Venom, because everyone does, and for some reason there's this thing of having Harry be Venom.
I don't like that.
It's a weird thing that became prominent ever since they basically stopped having Venom be an alien in adaptations. And I'm just like, just make it Eddie.
Is that because it makes it more realistic if he's not an alien?
I think it's because, like, they feel like having it be an alien requires setup.
Right.
And a lot of shows and stuff that
Does
want
it,
to do the
though?
setup. I don't know.
You just say J. Jonah Jameson's son is an astronaut and they got something from space.
That man is stuck to a wall.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't listen. I can say, but basically, it means that it's always coming from Osborn, and if it's coming from Osborn, it's always tied to Harry. Basically, it's Ultimate's fault.
Don't tell Harry.
Don't tell Harry.
I love that. Don't tell Harry about my horrible porn collection.
But yeah, gameplay is very solid. Very simple fights, but really makes you feel good. Like, I would really recommend this to anyone who has a PS4. I got it up PlayStation Now, which means I basically got it for the subscription I'm already paying for.
You got it for free. You stole
I got it
it
for free. Like,
you
I can.
pirate.
I'm trying to decide if I'll buy the DLC for it, but maybe not. I might just watch it.
I hear mixed things about it. It looks kind of
I know basically the DLC is Black Cat and Silver Sable, and I like Sable a lot in this game, so I might just watch the gameplay, a playthrough of it, because see what they do with her.
Or you could wait for, like, a sale on the DLC, I guess. Like, see, if I'm going to buy the Game of the Year edition, so then it's just like, there it all is.
Yep. But for me, it was an impulse download, so. But well worth it. Really, genuinely recommend this to anyone. Like, not a 10 out of 10 game.
Ooh.
Probably not a 9 out of 10 game, if I'm being completely honest.
Damn,
but
boy.
a very, very solid 8.
Okay. Making enemies on the show.
Yeah. And,
not me. I don't care.
Yeah. And I would always emphasize, like, remember, anything above a 5 is a good game. Because 5 is average, a 6 is above average, which means it's probably worth at least playing. Because I work on an actual numerical scale, not the anything below an 8 is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Game Informer. I'll fight you in the street. So yeah, and the only other thing is I am midway through my watch of She-Ra. So I am in the middle of, I'm going to say it this way, part 3. Not season 3, because nothing about this show is broken up into seasons. Very much parts. Especially since I think 2 to 4 were all released in the 1 year.
Right.
And, like, part 2 is 7 episodes long. Honestly, it's a good show. I liked season 1 well enough, but I had a lot of problems with it. In how it structured some of its character stuff, and I couldn't figure out what the show was about. I figured out what the show's about. The show is not about She-Ra.
No.
In order of character focus, the show is about Catra. Bit of a jump. Adora, who is She-Ra, but so she is important, but her arc is not the central character arc of the show. Then it becomes about Glimmer and Bow and Scorpia and Entrapta. And then there's a big jump, Hordak, and a big jump, everyone else.
Yeah.
And something I'm not too pleased about is the fact that the on the one hand, it's nice that they have a focus cast. And I do like, or at least enjoy, most of those characters. I'm not crazy about Glimmer. I think they've written her a bit too in your face at times.
Oh, don't worry. She gets worse from what I hear.
But Bo is neat. Scorpia and Entrapta, I can never say her name. They're both great. I like them both a lot. Catra has grown on me a lot over the show, although I do think the show is at its weakest when it's being the most dramatic. And usually those are scenes about her. It's not making me think she's sympathetic, but it's giving her sympathetic motives, which I feel is actually the goal. It's not sitting there thinking like, oh, poor Catra, you're doing terrible things, but poor Catra. I feel like the show is structured to show Catra is pushing everyone away from her. And this is why. But it doesn't excuse the fact she is pushing everyone away. Her obsession with Adora, I think, is well handled. I don't know if Adora's side of the relationship is as well handled. But Adora tends to... Her episodes are more about her origin. And they usually have more of a focus character-wise on like Glimmer or Bo. But I don't think having all the princesses be secondary and background characters was a good idea. They've gone most of season 3, if not all of Power Tree, without really doing anything with the princesses at all. They just showed up for one episode now, like episode 4 or 5. The Swift Wind, I found him annoying. He had one episode with him at the focus. He kind of did something in that wasn't annoying, and then he has disappeared from the show. The show is very it wants you to be very focused on this very tight core group of characters, but it's got such a large side cast that you feel that they're wasted. At least I do. Because I like the 2 princesses from season 1 who get no stuff. I really wanted them to get more focus, and from what I understand, the whole gag is they're in the background. The other princesses, like Frosta, she gets a little bit, and I liked it, but then she got sidelined. The other 2 main princesses, they don't do anything much. They have a little bit of a conflict between them. And there's a fun, like, one of the best episodes from season 2 is basically a D&D game, with all the princesses trying to figure out a plan for stealing a castle. And I really enjoyed that. It had some really cool art styles. There was a fun bit where everyone was wearing the 80s clothes and talking in bad puns, which was very enjoyable. But yeah, the style is still very much between kind of like an Avatar style and a Steven Universe, would be how I'd put it. It's not great for the old action. In fact, the show doesn't do action fantastically, but it's not an action show. It's a drama. And a comedy. And I think it's very funny. I do find myself laughing. I think the comedy is very well handled. Like animation-wise, something that bugs me is that shadow they all have on their face. That looks like a mouth. I find that incredibly distracting. I'm always looking at it. I really don't like it. I would like it to go away. But yeah, they're starting to introduce their LGBT characters, like Bo's parents, his 2 dads. I like them a lot. They were really fun. Pair of historians, one who's like, I hate war, and one who is far too enthusiastic. And they did I thought this was very clever, right? They did a coming out narrative of Bo admitting he was part of the resistance to his 2 fathers, right? And it's framed like a coming out narrative. He was keeping a secret and he was pretending to be someone he wasn't, blah, blah, blah. And they're accepting of it. I thought that was actually quite a clever one because I suspect it's hard to comment on a coming out narrative in a show that's just blatantly, we don't give a fuck. Some people are gay, some people aren't, no one cares. You know? So I liked how they did that. I don't think the writing in general is fantastic, but I think it's pretty solid. I think I'll enjoy what I'm seeing. So I think from what I've seen, I will enjoy the rest of the show. And I think I will have more to analyze. Like, they're doing something very odd and kind of interesting with Hordak. And I hope that gets more focus, but the way they have it structured for characters, I don't think Hordak's going to get a lot of focus. Which I think is a shame, because it's basically, they're giving him a love story. Which I didn't see coming. But it's, for me, a believable one. Right now, it's about a 7 as a show. A lot of people are like raving about it. I was speaking to George during the week for a podcast, and he said he absolutely loves it. I think it's doing some cool stuff. I think it has some structural issues, and I think it has animation issues. I do agree with people who say it's like, if you want representation for a broad spectrum of characters, everyone gets like there's like heavy female cast, LGBT characters, whatever. I think it's really good for that. It's probably the most like blatant open about it, but not. So there was a way of doing it that I feel like when you're really like these characters are diverse and representative, that it feels like they're holding a big neon sign saying we only put these in because they are this. This show, I feel it handled it more like Ruby, whereby when it brings in a character who's who's gay or transgender or whatever, they are just, that's not you're not supposed to be pausing and going like, that's the gay one. That's a gay person in the cartoon. Move on. Yeah, and I have seen spoilers because people can't keep their mouth shut, for spoilers for season 5. If they keep writing the way they're writing, I think that ending will come about very naturally. I think they will avoid the atrocious Korra problem. The unforgivable Korra problem. The problem that was Korra, the last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Korra. Am I being subtle here?
No.
Good. But no, so yeah, it's a 7 right now. I don't think it's going to be a show I'm going to revisit. I've rewatched Dragon Prince a couple of times already. I can't see myself rewatching this, but I don't think I'm going to feel it's a bad use of my time.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was my week, really. What about you, Andy? Did you watch She-Ra?
No, I have no interest. I really didn't like the first season, so I have no interest to watch any more of it. In terms of what I've been up to this week, not a huge amount. God, what have I done? I did a podcast with Gruff for his Patreon show. I did that today. I haven't bought anything because I did. I bought a lawnmower. Exciting times.
Are you building it yourself, or will there be glue?
No, it's just spit and hope at this point. Yeah, so that I mean that was a big expense, as lawnmowers tend to be.
I got insurance.
Oh, 4?
Me, a lot of insurance. I am insured.
Are you planning to have an accident or something?
I feel like I should, just to get the value out of it.
There you go.
I didn't use it last year, and I feel like I got ripped off.
That's insurance for you. They screw you by waiting for you to die, and then make it a problem when you can't get the money from them. I've been playing more Total War Warhammer because I haven't played that for a bit, so I've done a bit of that. Got podcasts up that needed to go up. What else? God, it's not been much. It's really been kind of a dry week. I'm sure there was something else I did, but oh, where is it? I had it on the list.
Is it over there?
Of things. Let me look. Of my things I've done. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, I finished Brand New Animal. That was the sausage. Brand New Animal, all done and dusted. It really just kind of dumps a load of things on you right at the end, which is its main downfall, I would say. And it's not a massive issue as well. It's just like, here are a load of concepts which probably would have been better if we could have sprinkled in the ideas of a little bit earlier. But apart from that, I really enjoyed Brand New Animal. That's a good. Hey, it's another Trigger show, which is really good. You know.
Yeah.
As we talked about last week when you'd finished it as well. It's definitely worth a watch, I'd say. I prefer it over Beastars, definitely, because it feels it's visually more entertaining. It's not CG animation, so there's a lot more. It's that Trigger animation, which is always good. And I guess that's really been it. It's like I say, it's been pretty dull in the world of Andy, I'm afraid to tell you. Pretty simple times. Simple times for simple Andys. So
Simple Andys.
That's right. I suppose this is where we'll end the podcast for this week, Mr. Mikey, unless you have anything else to say.
I don't. I mean, we had a bit of feedback on Facebook.
Yes,
Mr. Christoph.
I just want to mention first to thank Mr. Chris Cash for joining the Patreon. I did that 2 weeks ago, but I kept on forgetting, so apologies.
Andy doesn't care about you, Chris.
Oh, I don't care about anybody, though.
But your name is Cash, so in the context, we kind of appreciate it.
Jesus. Yes, thank you very much for signing up again. I hope the content that you get is decent enough, entertaining enough, and all that jazz. So yeah, Mikey, you said Mr. Christoph had some stuff on Facebook to say.
Yes, and I don't have it open because
Mikey.
I'm unprepared.
You were
I
suggesting
am
to me
not
that you were
professional.
prepared.
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
no.
You never assume I'm prepared. Why are you assuming I'm prepared? What kind of mad fucker are you?
Well, he did show off some more of the Magic the Gathering cards for you, Mikey.
Yes, he showed off, and the one he said, like, if I was ever getting one, it would be the one I'd get.
Is that Space Godzilla?
And no, Godzilla. It's a Godzilla, but it's like one that's it's not a variant of a rare card or anything.
Yeah, but Space Godzilla has crystals on him.
Yes, but no one's going to give me the Space Godzilla because apparently he's actually useful and good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because he's got crystals. Crystals make everything better.
He does have crystals, but
2 of them.
it's Space Godzilla, and he never makes anything better.
Doesn't he?
Well, it's like his entire purpose in life is to be a dickhead.
He makes himself feel good, though.
Well, but he put little baby Godzilla in a crystal.
Yeah. Well, let's
And then
be fair. Baby
he
Godzilla's
dragged him
an
across
asshole.
the ground screaming at
Yeah.
the time. I remember that. He's like,
Yeah, but to be fair, if I saw that in live, I'd probably do a bit of a chuckle. I mean, stupid baby Godzilla. What a
Oh,
piece
God.
of shit.
oh, but
This
that was
is-
a really cute one.
That's what you get. What was his name in Final Wars? Minima?
Mina something.
Yeah, he was an annoying piece of shit.
Minya.
Yeah, Minya. That's why you get Minya.
Yeah, but he's hideous.
He is. He deserved to die.
He deserves everything he gets. In fact, he deserves more than what he gets.
Damn, boy. Christoph also mentioned the Crossbones Gundam manga as well, since you were clearly way into the Crossbone aesthetic, it seems.
I really like that Gundam. Also, I because they've got the pre-order up for the Crossbone High Grade Universal Sentry, Dictus, which is an Evangelion robot turns into a hand. Mm-hmm. It's an angel that turns into a hand.
See, I didn't see it as an angel. I saw it as oh god, Baron Ashura from Shin Mazinger. That's how I saw it.
Apparently, they're in the manga. There is a white and black and a black and white version, so you could probably get they'll probably do both, and then you can just make like a unicolored version if you wanted.
That'd be shit. Really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so I looked into the Crossbone manga, and the apart from the Gundams, holy crap! Oh my, that's an aesthetic. There's a mobile suit that's a triangle with arms.
Oh, mate.
There's a crab.
Oh, yes.
There's a series of eyes.
Actually, a crab one makes a lot of sense for a pirate-themed Gundam show.
Yeah. Also, as Christoph showed, there is a space pirate ship.
Yes.
But like,
You know what the design
most...
reminded me of?
What?
Thundering across the stars to save the universe from the monster mines. Jason the Wheel Warriors, yo. Because, you know, what ships ever need sails? That's not how space works.
No.
As far as I know.
No, and it's got a lady sculpted into it. But even the most basic mobile suit in Crossbone looks bizarre. Like, just in the arms at least. And I'm just like, can we have all of these, please?
And remember, Mikey,
Like
they still haven't made an anime of it, even though everybody wants it to be done.
No! That's... Like, I've been doing reading. And it's just like, there are people in Japan who, like, regularly contact, like, Sunbow and go like, what is fucking wrong with you?
Yeah. I mean, since you've been looking into it, have you found they've ever given a reason as to why they haven't done it?
They just haven't.
It's so weird.
I think they were kind of like, can we... if I was to guess, it's like, can we market the suits?
Yes.
Because, like I said, a lot of them are weird. And, like, you know what some Gundam people are like. And I after a month, I know exactly what some Gundam people are like.
Yes, because you've gone too deep in now.
I have found the deep down. Do
you think this might be why the Dictus is coming out? Maybe to gauge the market?
I hope so, because it's
maybe
premium
not,
Bandai original mold, and I really like it, and I will
same.
probably try reading Crossbone. And I mean, I'm not even crazy about the repaints of the X1.
No, I mean the X1 is a nice looking Gundam, but I don't need 3 versions of it.
Yeah, and it's like, here's the black version, here's the blue version, here's the version with a cape.
Yeah,
here's
exactly.
the version with a robot cape.
Yeah.
Like, I would much rather get the Dark Hound and just have them be pirate bros.
You know what the annoying thing is? I bet I haven't read the manga obviously, but I bet it's like every other fucking Gundam show. It's like the main Gundam is the most safe design out of everything else, and the rest of them are cool. The Dictus is like a prime evidence for this example.
Yeah.
Granted,
Well, yeah,
might not be the case for the rest of them, but damn, that Dictus.
No, like, I looked at it, and like the two wildest main Gundam designs are the full cloth,
Right.
which is the one with the
cape.
The cape armor.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Mao, which is, so you'll know, it was in Build Fighters. They're the guy, the young fellow who's always after the ladies. He made one with his last one. Yeah, and
it was
shot
just
a big
another
laser from the
Gundam
chest.
X, basically.
Yeah, but it's just got a bigger skull on its chest.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the two wild. Like the Gundams are quite conservative. They're for Gundams they're different. Like the way the backpack works and stuff like that. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
And also for some reason the X1 has a cape. All the time, no matter what form it's in, it has a cape.
Because I'm sure the guy was a fan of Shin Get a Robo or something like that, probably.
Yeah, apparently, like as well, from what I could see, the X1 is because like it belongs to someone from a different Gundam series. So the main Gundam for the first arc or two, or for a few arcs of the manga, I think, is the X3, the blue one. And then he inherits the X1, and then the X1 takes over as the main Gundam.
Yeah.
And then like the X2 is the I'm the wild card semi bad guy Gundam.
Of course, yes.
Because it's a black Gundam. Yeah, so I will be reading that, but I nearly bought the SD crossbow during the week.
Oh no, Mikey.
I am that bad. Like if the Masquerade was still on the website I was using, I would have bought that. It was on there, and I was like, I've got enough crossbow with the one, and I was like a few weeks later, just like. I want the Masquerade. I would need to buy a Masquerade anyway, and I want that one, but now it's gone. Oh well. Oh, an SD version. I have to try SD as well.
No, you shouldn't.
And there's a real grade, but it's a real grade. It's a real grade.
The real grade's good.
The real grade. Problem with the real grade, it's before he got the skull in his chest. So I'm like, oh god, it does look different.
So that's a justification.
Yeah, that's the problem. It looks slightly different. I'm
Yes.
sure it's very different in the build, but like aesthetically, I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna have a shelf full of pirate robots. If they do a perfect grade, I'm fucked.
I don't think you have to worry about that because there's barely any perfect grades.
Yeah, I was looking like they're not much. Like these days, like from what I can see, like even Master Grade is mostly just retools and repaints.
Yeah, it's rare for them to put out like a brand new mold.
But yes, so I am slowly losing my mind. I will probably in the week read at least some of Crossbow manga and see if I like it. But yeah, it's a big space pirate robot with a cutlass.
Yep,
he has a cutlass, Andy, and a pirate gun, and there's another pirate Gundam from a show I probably won't delve into, but it's another pirate Gundam that has an eye patch.
Yes.
Apparently the black X2 has an eye patch as well.
Yes, it does. Yes,
But it's
it's part of the real grade build, so you can give him the eye patch, or you don't have to give him the eye patch.
Yeah,
but it's tiny. It's a tiny piece.
No. But I just want someone to try and justify all this to me in like the fiction, because like again, I'm approaching this from the way of people telling me that Gundam is the most grounded, realistic approach to giant robots, and the only one I've seen in full
it is, but for specific series.
Yeah, but this is one tied into those specific series, in the same reality and everything else, where someone thought, I know what I'll do with my money. I'll invest possibly millions into making a big pirate and a spaceship.
Yeah.
And also, like, there must be something wrong with people. Like, Gundams, every Gundam generation is something special, at least for that generation. How do they keep losing these prototypes to small children?
Well, it is a different story each time for the most part.
But, again, if we look at, like, the Universal Century, you'd think they'd have figured out maybe we need some extra precautions here.
No, I agree.
Like
in the
Universal
Century,
Gundam we've lost.
It's not great.
This is like the 17th time this has happened.
They keep fucking up, certainly. What? Yeah.
Please keep teenage boys away from Gundams at all times.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dictus, I will probably put a pre-order in for it.
Same. Yeah, I want to get it.
It's nuts looking. It's awesome.
That's true. Yeah. So, is that all, Mikey?
Did he say anything else? Because it was just pirates. I got wrapped up in pirates.
I think that's it.
That is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mikey, thank you for joining me on the show this week.
Thank you for listening to my inane drivel.
Hooray! Where can people find you on the internet if they wanna?
If you want to send me a message, there's Irish Paleo on Twitter, and there's also Moonbase 2. If you want to leave us feedback, we always accept emails. It's to the moonbase2@gmail.com. Usually I read... If we get them, usually you'll get read out, unless basically I can't be bothered to remember that week, but I always come back.
Jesus.
Yeah, you can send us a message on Facebook, on Libsyn, on Patreon if you're a subscriber. And yeah, I will be recording probably I was going to do it today, but I got into She-Ra. A short review of Spider-Man for the Patreon show, since we were missing one last month.
Yes.
And then we will be putting out a second show. I don't know. Do you have anything planned, or will we throw something together, or what?
We'll throw something together.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll get 2 shows this month, guaranteed. Because by God, it's been going on for 2 or 3 years now, and we haven't fucked up yet.
Yep, it's true.
Yeah. So, Andy, what about you?
You can find me on YouTube as Cobra Commander TFW, on Twitter as CCTFW. You can find us on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Facebook, Libsyn, on YouTube as well as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. You can head over to patreon.com/Moonbase2 and do $2 each month for the extended version of From the Files of Teletron 2. You get it a week early, and you get interviews and other things like that a week early as well. And you get the Moonbase Woo Woo, as Mikey mentioned. And you can head over to the ccbunker.weebly.com if you want to get other shows that are free that we have been invited on, or just another place to get the show.
This week, you'll have an episode of Strange Playgrounds coming out with me on it.
Oh, cool. You'll need to remind me so I can remember to put it up there.
Yes.
Cool. Right, well, thank you, Mr. Mikey, for joining me once again this week. And until next week, everybody, thank you guys for, I was going to say watching, which could be true, people on YouTube, but primarily listening to us. And until then, I will... Wait a second.
Andy got distracted.
I saw a sausage. We did get a message via Patreon.
Scum! Sorry, what?
I don't need to know about your cum, Mikey.
Scum, you moron.
I don't need to know about either.
I'm now currently distracted by the fact there's a third-party Super Saiyan 4 Goku figure for figure art style.
Sounds about right, to be fair.
Demoniacal fit, untamed power. Ooh, that's a soft-looking sculpt. He's better off with the figure as.
Here's the message from Skirt. Just wanted to send over a genuine and general thank you to you both, Andy and Mikey. Still having this podcast each week hits my feed. Still having this pod each week hit my feed. Hearing you talk about Transformers, not so much lately.
Yeah, not even before really that much.
Yeah, and all the other banners of Woo Woo trademarked. Yes. He's got the
Chris
TM logo.
Chris gets mad at me when I have to say woo woo when we're doing a show.
Because he's a dirty wrongin'. When he makes bacon correctly in his country, then we can talk.
No, please, no more food talk. He wouldn't shut up about it. Like, he's got this. He's obsessed. He's a food obsessed man.
Damn.
He likes his
get him to sort his goddamn bacon out. It's Canadian bacon. Just it's bacon or not. Bacon to get the fuck out. Has genuinely been a delight and helped during all this waves hands towards the world at large right now. Understand. Also, a great interview with May Cat. That's to you, Mikey, obviously.
Thank you kindly.
After hearing the excitement and ideas shared, really hope May gets the opportunity to work on more Transformers content in the future, or maybe even a G.I. Joe show if that ever happens.
Don't say that to her. She'll probably either start one or hold someone hostage until they make it.
It would be...
That woman is obsessed.
It would be nice if there was another another Hasbro property show instead of just Transformers that was pushed even a little.
Ponies?
But I understand why it's
over.
not.
I was going to say Ponies, but yeah, Ponies is over. But if you haven't listened to the May interview, I think it's worth your time. I think she's lovely and bizarre, which I find distinctly appealing. Also, I recorded it at 3 o'clock in the morning, so you better listen to it.
Oh, Mikey.
Like, you lot better appreciate me.
Praise him.
But no, it's got a lot of neat tidbits, and I would love to see her back for something Transformers. I would absolutely love it. She really impressed me.
I do actually have a question, though maybe ending that statement with an exclamation mark is a bit of overkill. I didn't, so don't worry.
I have a question.
As you've kind of gone over this before, anyway, as brought up by Mikey in the interview, if there was to be an adaptation of More Than Meets the Eye / Lost Light into an animated show, presumably by Trigger, lol.
Oh, that's not funny.
And if there were no limitations on budget, scale, or type of release, how would you both like to see it adapted? A faithful, near beat-for-beat translation of it entirely? Just some specific arcs, or some changes, updates to make for a unique show version, while keeping the bones and most of the characters of the main story? What do you think, Mikey?
I would like the latter. I would love to see an adaptation of More Than Meets the Eye, already one of them. But I was actually thinking of Darling in the Franxx, which has a manga adaptation, which is drawn by the guy. I don't know if it's written by him, but it's drawn by the guy who did To Love Ru. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And from what little I saw, has much more nudity than the actual show, which is an achievement.
Yay!
But it's got a very different story. Very, very different. To the point where I'm just sitting like, this is the one they originally wanted to do, isn't it?
Oh, no. It's engaging.
Well, yeah, and it's got like, hey, that guy we were setting up as a bad guy, they fight him.
Wow. Shocking.
Shocking. I dropped out of it just because for stuff, but I'll probably try it again. But I like the idea of giving it its own spin. And if you did give it to a notable studio, whether it's Mappa or Madhouse or Studio Trigger or whatever, I would want them to be able to do their own thing. They'd add that own spice to it.
Yeah,
So,
it would give a distinctly Japanese flavor to it.
Yeah.
Since it's already been decided, we're going with Trigger, because...
yeah.
Of course we are.
Yeah. Because I think if we didn't, they'd burst down the door and say, "You what?" Akira Memiya descends from the ceiling, just like, "I've been here for some time."
They would throw an Akane at us.
Yeah, apparently there is footage of him kissing his Kiss player figures.
Oh.
Now, if they threw an Akane at me, I'd keep it.
I don't think it would let you keep it, though.
This is mine now. Oh god, it's stabbing me. But I would for me it would be like, I would want to see an adaptation of the original arc. I'd want to see an adaptation of the DJD. I'd absolutely want to see Megatron. So I'd want at least a 26 episode show, probably like a 2-season 26 episode each, like one for each main More Than Meets the Eye season kind of thing. But I'd want to add in that Trigger. I'd want to add in that Trigger jokes, that Trigger kind of the areas where you can have those animation. The static animation pieces that just sort of flip around or something like that. Those wild action scenes that they do. If I wanted a straight adaptation, I'd go with a different company. Like maybe Madhouse.
And even then, I would heavily edit the show down.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff from More Than Meets the Eye you could probably cut down or cut out.
Yeah. Hopefully they'd fix Cyclonus and Tailgate to make me less angry at Tailgate by the end of it.
I personally, I would just do More Than Meets the Eye and wouldn't bother with Lost Light myself.
Yeah, well, actually, Tailgate and Cyclonus are relatively okay, even at the end of More Than Meets the Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's when Tailgate is a fucking monster it really gets bad. But like, even then, I would have Megatron, a conclusion for Megatron put in.
Yes, yeah.
The DJD would be a big thing for me. I'd up Detsaurus's presence.
He was Lost Light, wasn't he?
No, he was More Than Meets the Eye.
Was he in More Than Meets? Okay.
Yeah. And I'd reduce Nickel's presence, because I don't like Nickel.
How about instead of reducing her presence, you change the character to make it work better?
Yeah, or have people react to her as probably they should.
Yes.
Which is holy crap. I would probably up the Scavenger's presence a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd make them more tied into the plot. And I would have them meet up with the crew much earlier. But everything's beeping. But so what about you, Andy?
I would do. I would let the studio do what they want with it. I think that's a good answer, just to give it a bit of unique character to it, and then they're not beholden completely to something. Maybe have like the start point and the end point locked in. But how they get there, maybe they change that up a bit. So maybe if they're only given 12 episodes to work with, then they can pick and choose what to use and what not to use.
Yeah.
But if they've got, if they've got the 24, again, they've got more freedom to do what they want with it. Is probably how I would go about it. So that's it, Mr. Mikey. That's us done. We've answered the questions. So thank you, Scud. And until next week, everybody, we will catch you for another episode of Moonbase 2.
Our pirate. There's a lot of pirates in this show.
All of them. All of them are pirates.
God Neptune meets Crossbow.
You are now leaving Moonbase 2.